And here we go with another episode of the Factory of Mock Drafts. I'm Brian Phillips, my co-host Matt. How the heck you doing, buddy? It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm doing wonderful. Finally back home, trying to get back into the swing of things. Getting ready for this draft. It's coming up quick. Lots of big news coming out for both the NFL and the network.
Yeah, got a lot going on, man. We got what do we got in 2 weeks? So April 9th, 10th, and 11th, we'll be doing an epic mock draft. We here at the network, Matt and I, and everybody at the network will be doing the Browns War Room for a 32 team mock draft, 7-rounder, 2 nights and 1 day. That'll be fun. And after that, we've got hopefully our final show of the Factory of Mock Drafts, April 15th. Lastly, we'll have my voice is just absolutely shot. I might need to down some water here. After that, we've got the live actual NFL draft, round 1 that will be at Flyers. Which one are you most excited about, or is it all the above?
I think it's all of the above. I mean, for us to do a 32 separate podcast war room for all 32 teams in the NFL is going to be insane. I mean, there are already teams throwing out trade offers and stuff like that. And then I am so pumped for the live draft show. It's gonna be awesome. We got some great specials coming out from the bar owner. It's gonna be a great time.
I'm looking forward to it. First timer here for everything on that, so that should be a good time. Now we have a little bit of a different spin to this week's show here. Normally we talk a lot of Browns and then we dive into the draft. This week we've got a special guest coming from one of the corners of Ohio that is not southeast. I guess it's a little north. I don't know where I was going there with that one, but let's bring him on in. He's a Cowboys fan, so he might ruffle some feathers. Let's welcome Jason on into the show. First time, how you doing, bro? You're on mute, dude. What is this, your first Teams call? Oh, now you're on mute again. You've double muted yourself. What happened here?
Can you hear me now?
Dude, we still can't hear you. What is going on here? You're not on mute on the stream? Oh my gosh. We got an IT guy here. I'm not the IT guy. I'll just have to fill in for him. So I know Jason from college. We've known each other for a couple of years, and I don't know. You got it working yet? What do you got going on there? Is it your headphones? Turn my headphones up. Now you're on mute again. Hit the unmute button one more time. This is going swimmingly.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My bad. It's 2020 all over again. Who knows? Also, Phyllis, you cannot get any farther north in Ohio, actually, than kind of where I am. So, you're trying to do your directionality thing there.
Yeah, I was trying to eliminate corners. You know what I mean?
You and Put in Bay up there?
Not quite, but close enough. Man, I've really thrown wrenches in this. You guys I'm the Cowboys fan. This is gonna be bad.
That's all right. Well, if you piss off a bunch of Browns fans tonight, everybody will remember you, and we'll just anybody that wants to after the live draft, we'll just drive up. I'll drop them off at your house, and we can put signs and toilet paper all over.
I would appreciate that. That sounds great. You're always one to support.
Got to support my friends,
Yeah, always.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's start first. I didn't give you a whole lot of prep here, but what do you think about the Browns? I'm sure you haven't followed too closely, but free agency, I can give you a list of all the guys they've picked up. They've pretty much rebuilt 3 of their 5 offensive linemen. What do you think about their free agency, their quarterback, maybe mess? What do you think as a Cowboys fan? what are some of your thoughts on the Browns in general?
So I think starting with the quarterback, because that's where everything starts. I think that they need to actually just commit to it for a year, regardless. I think just go with it. Don't play musical chairs. Just put him in there and try to make it work. And if it's not going to work, you'll know in a year. I think you need to give him the keys because, the Browns organization is who the Browns organization is at this point. So it's like it can't get worse. So just let's see how he goes and what he does. And so I say you'll give Shedeur Sanders the opportunity to do it. And also with the rebuilt offensive line, I think they've reached on some pieces possibly. Who do they sign as their guard / center? I know it's not Zion Johnson. I know they signed him, but who's the other guy?
It was Elton Jenkins.
That's who it is. So you made the comment, I think, on one of the podcasts about him playing guard. I think he's going to play center. And the reason I think he'll play center is because something that helps a rookie quarterback or young quarterback more than anything is keeping pressure out of their face. And so I think you're going to put a guy in front of him that has all that starting experience, especially with the Packers organization. If you're going to put him in front of him, I think that's only going to improve his likelihood of success. And so I actually think, in the mock draft today, I'm probably going to go, if I'm picking the Browns, different maybe than what the experts think, and probably the way the Browns will actually draft, because let's face it, there's teams that are really bad at drafting. The Browns have been notoriously bad. So just saying.
Well, how good have the Cowboys been? I feel like, what have the Cowboys done?
The Cowboys are one of the best drafting teams in the league.
Before we go any farther, I just want to say his statement was just the first time I've ever completely agreed with a Cowboys fan in my life. So I just want to say that, put that on the record, that I actually agree with a Cowboys fan for once.
There's first
statement,
right?
This
all of it.
Fatty said you're a Cowgirls fan. That's disgusting. He said Jenkins. All of it. Okay. Wow. So I was actually hoping that they would get a center early in the oh my God. He's making fun of my shirt now. I'm not even putting that up there. Good grief. So he had
is that a U-neck?
Jenkins, but oh my God. It's just a V-neck, my man. It's just a little worn out. Okay. Yeah, this is my undershirt, Yeah, there we go. I'm just trying to go back to Key West. Okay. That's all
we need.
Getting as close as I can. Oh, all right. Well, what about them boys? What do you see going on for them for this draft? Obviously, we're going to ask you about possibly trading up. What do you see as the general strategy for the Cowboys this year?
So, beyond what you think about them being bad drafters, this is where they've made their living in the last 10 years, say, because they've been financially strapped. And so they have not been able to sign a lot of free agents. So they've lived and died in the draft and also trading draft picks. That's been their kind of MO for the last 10 years. I think this draft is going to be completely based around defense. We've all, everyone talks about the fact that if they had a C plus defense, they're possibly a deeper playoff team if they had that, just with the offense that they have at their disposal. If the Browns and Cowboys combined teams and combined forces, now we got something cooking. But I think it's going to be defense. However, something that Dallas is notorious for is not reaching. I think they've had some bad picks. We can say like Taco Charlton, Mozzie Smith. There is a common denominator here. They're all Wolverines. So as long as Dallas can stay away from the Wolverine, we're fine. But I'm just saying. So don't get any ideas, Jerry. But no. So I think that it's going to be defense, but they won't reach. So I think if there's a stud offensive player, there may be 3 offensive players that if they fall to 12 that Dallas will draft. But I think that pick 20 is almost guaranteed to be defense. Okay.
So let's go through. I'm going to go through it here. All right. We're going to go through the last 10 years first round picks.
And every year. So this is a stat of the day for you. So they've had, I want to say 7 times they've had 2 first round picks. Only 2 of those first round picks, when they've had 2 of them, have been used on offensive players. So they're really, they like to double dip if they can, and defense seems to be where they do that.
Okay. I mean, it looks like mostly offensive linemen.
They've had a lot of offensive line draft, which I hope to God they're not drafting offensive linemen this year. However, one of my 3 players that they will draft on offense is an offensive lineman. So that Moyaga, I can't say his name, from Miami, however you want to say that.
Moyaga.
Yeah.
Unless you guys trade up with us, he ain't falling to you guys, I don't think.
No, I think he's actually going to be a Cardinal. So he plays right side. Put him with Paris Johnson on the left side. I think you have the makings of like now you can put a rookie quarterback next year behind that offensive line. Now you have something cooking.
And they trade Marvin Harrison to the Browns this year, so that's fine.
You know, aren't you the one that says Marvin Harrison sucks? Or is that you?
I never said he sucked. Okay, no. Don't get me wrong.
Whoa, Brian, what did you say?
I never said Marvin Harrison sucked. How much film have you watched, Jason? Jesus.
I prepared.
I simply said his value is not super high. Here we go. Fatty was the one that was making fun of me because I said that. I said his value is not super high right now, and that most people probably wouldn't even think that he's worth a first-round pick at this point with his progress that he has made in the NFL.
I mean, I completely disagree. I think he would still fetch a first-rounder. Absolutely.
Maybe a late one.
Who just what's his face? Waddle went for a first-round pick, dude. Like Waddle's ass.
Waddle went for a bank.
Yeah,
Waddle is not bad. What do you mean?
I mean, okay, he was a second receiver in Miami on an offense that was tailored around speed and like getting quick, the ball quick. But I don't think that. I think Harrison has probably more upside than Waddle long term.
Well, yeah, you could talk about potential upside all you want, but we all thought he was coming out. We thought he was going to be the best wide receiver ever to come out of Ohio State. He has done nothing.
Best? Oh, okay. I mean, I won't say nothing, but I mean, I get it. I'm not going to be a homer. He's not lived up to his potential or his name potential, I'll say. But I don't know. He's also playing with a 5'1" quarterback, so we'll see. He looked a lot better with Brissett.
That's true. Well,
Brissett's trying to be that full-time starter out there.
I do love. Was he a Browns quarterback? Is he on the jersey? That's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Who's not on the jersey? That's more of the question.
Fortunately, I'm not on it yet. They haven't called me.
How do we get you on there?
I know a guy.
Straight from Toledo all the way down to Cleveland.
Just like Bruce, man. Me and Brucey.
Oh God, yeah. I was rooting for Bruce.
Who wasn't?
Golly.
Now he's a Lions coach, man. He coaches for the Lions now.
Yeah. Dude, I got to watch him live. Were you in college when he was playing?
That's a good question. I don't think so. Maybe right before.
Yeah, you're a little younger than me. I got to watch him take us to the I don't know what bowl game it was, but down in Mobile, Alabama.
Oh yeah, whatever that is. Hell yeah.
Back in 2005. My God.
You are old.
That was a minute ago. Yeah.
That was in like fifth grade.
Yeah.
Matt, what other kind of questions you got for Jay here?
The only thing I played along a lot of the mock drafts on the boards for the network, and a lot of the trades that come up on these NFL mock draft simulators are the Cowboys wanting to move up. Is that something you'd be willing to do if the right player is there, and who is that right player?
Yeah, so I think there's only probably 3 names that, and actually after today's pro day at Ohio State, there might be a 4th name.
You take it Fielding?
He stroked a 57-yarder today, and I just wanted to bury myself in a hole.
Shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, but I mean, oh God, why'd you have to bring it up? I was having a good day. It was great. Well, so I think Arvell Reese may not have had the greatest pro day, from what I'm reading, from what they're looking for, as an edge rusher. Again, it's a pro day, so whatever stock you're going to put into a pro day into shorts and t-shirts is whatever you put the pads on him. He's an absolute freak. That's one of the guys. But I think that the really 2 guys are looking at the other Buckeyes, which would be Downs and Styles, because they fit direct needs. I think Styles would probably be number 1 on their board. And if I was picking for the Cowboys, I would say Styles is the number one player to look for. They have signed a couple of defensive backs that can play that nickel free safety position that Downs plays. But I think Downs is also like, as far as like running the defense, and Christian Parker, the new defensive coordinator, he puts an emphasis, from what I've heard, on like intelligent players, which we've always heard as Buckeye fans that Downs is the most intelligent player that they've seen. So I think those are the two guys really that they would trade up for. And the third one would be David Bailey, which is an edge rusher. And I think that, the two main positions that Dallas is looking for is edge and linebacker, or you can throw a corner in there, but they have like a ton of corners at this moment. Whether they're good or not is a different story, but they have a bunch of bodies. So I think your edge and linebacker are the two spots that they trade up for. And so those are the guys: Bailey, Downs, Styles, and then if Reese falls, 2 or 3 picks.
So
but I think the Browns are the spot. I think the 6th pick is the action pick.
So say Styles and Downs both fall to 6. Because I don't think Bailey falls past number 2. I don't think the Jets are going to let him slide.
I think he's a Jet.
I think he's already got the jersey.
Yeah.
They're standing by the podium already, waiting to turn that one in. What are you willing to give up to our Cleveland Browns for that number 6 pick?
So I guess I'll –
because you got to move up at least 6 picks.
Right. So what I've heard, and I listen to a lot of podcasts about this, and I think so. I'm recycling information here, but like from everything I'm hearing, it's 12 and 20 to move up to 6, and then you're replacing with 39. So you'd have 3.
We're giving you 39.
Yeah. So you'd have 3 first rounders, and you'd give us the early second. That's
that's what I'm hearing too, but I don't know if I'm willing to do that.
And so what we're
I know the trade calculator numbers are that says what it has to be, but it should always favor the team that's moving down unless they're the one choosing to move down.
And so I think that's where, because if I'm Cleveland, if I'm just putting the Browns hat on for a minute, regardless of position of need, like I would never trade away from Downs or Styles. I just wouldn't do that, because like you're not a Downs or a Styles away from a playoff team. However, they are going to be really important pieces for a future playoff team. So
Brian's going to have to send me his address of his hotel, so when he has a stroke here in a couple minutes, I can send the EMS.
Nah, I'm coming around on it.
He has been dead against screaming in the text message groups about not taking defensive players in the first round for the Browns.
I get it. But like, also you think about it, Brian, like you go into like, so coming from a Cowboys fan, like for 3 or 4 consecutive years, I was so good in our fantasy football league because my Cowboys defense that I had was always, they averaged like 15 points a game. And like now they could not stop a bloody nose. So it's like that stuff changes so fast. So like if you have a freak, you got to take the freak regardless of side of the ball.
Number 1, I love your little humble brag that you just snuck in there. Oh, just because I'm so good at fantasy football. Oh, but number 2, I mean, dude, I can't. Everybody gives me this best player available argument, and I think it's complete BS. I think it's nonsense. Like, I don't think that's how most teams operate. Yes, sure. Do you want the best player available? Absolutely. But like,
Brian, look in your division. Look in your division. The Ravens. This is the Ravens strategy every year, and look what they do
every year.
You don't get rich on taking what you need and reaching for a need. You get rich on taking the best player. Always cut and dry. It's football. Take the best football player.
Okay, so if they do their evaluations, and every pick that we make this year is every player is a defensive player. That's that best player available. Is that what we're supposed to do? Just ignore the offense for all of eternity?
No, I would say like the value, though. I think like the value of the pick. Like the 6th pick is the 6th most valuable pick of the draft. So you should take the highest valued player there. That's just my opinion. And I think
especially in those blue chip stock areas.
Yeah, and there's probably 15 guys maybe that the NFL views as like first round players. And so like you have to like I don't know, like you have to assume that. I don't even think honestly Mendoza is like throw him in there, like he's not one of the top 5 players in the draft. So it's like you already are getting that gift of you're going to get a top 5 player. So take a top 5 player.
I hear the argument. I just like
And you have another first rounder.
But who's to say that first, like, we have messed up the first round pick before. We have messed up the fourth pick.
So don't mess it up. So don't mess it up.
Okay,
Take
well,
the best player. You put the most stock in the best opportunity. Like you put the most, like, so if you're sitting here, Monroe Freeling or Sonny Styles, okay, you have a hole at left tackle, but you're gonna draft a literal phone booth. Like a phone booth is gonna do what he does.
So okay, but again, to my point. So again, if our offense in 2024 sucked, right? And what did we do in 2025 draft? Defensive player and first pick on the second round, defensive player. And our offense still sucked last year. Like, and if we go defensive player again, and if the best player by a long shot, let's say by some miracle of Habibi, like Sonny Styles makes it to pick 24, and he's clearly by and far the best player available at 24. Are we going to then pick Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles because those are the best players available? Go defense again, and then have the same conversation next offseason?
I mean,
if I can get both those players in the first round for the Browns, I am 100% doing it. I'll find a wide receiver in the second round.
Yeah, easy.
Y'all have lost your minds. Y'all have lost your minds.
Had in mind.
Oh my god!
You can't pass. You just can't pass them. You can't pass up players like that. It's all a guessing game anyway. And so, like you put your money in the players you believe have the best chance to work out. There's injuries. There's weird stuff that happens. You just have to do that. You have to take the best players.
What happens? I mean, Brian, we were talking about this before the show. It's going nuts on Twitter right now with them restructuring Myles Garrett, with this potential of them trading him, especially with them wanting to move on to this 5-year plan. We lose Myles Garrett. We don't have as solid of a defense as we thought we did.
Let me ask you guys this. When's the stadium done? When is that done? Because that's their timeline.
29.
They want a team in there by 29. So they want to open the stadium. They want to fill it with a good team. So, like, that's their timeline. Sonny Styles, so you get 5-year deal, the first round pick. Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs. If this is Brian's, like, fantasy here that he would not take, like, they're in the last years of their contract, in like their prime of their career, when you are going in their Buckeyes going into that stadium. Like, that is a Cleveland wet dream.
All right.
Okay, from the group chat, I got a question for Brian. We're gonna get his blood pressure riled up here.
Yeah.
With you so worried about us not going defensive with this 6th pick, what's your actual expectation of the Browns for wins this year?
You don't want to have this conversation with me right now.
Let's go.
My expectation for the Browns this year is to win 8 games.
8 games?
Yes. That's obviously health, right? I mean, shit, Myles Garrett is worth 3 games alone. Now, if they trade him, obviously that's a major difference. But no, I mean, I look at the season we had last year, and if we replaced Kevin Stefanski and our special teams coordinator, which shall not be named from here on out, that was like 2-3 wins. I can't remember his name. We got him from Indianapolis. He's now a special teams coordinator in LA for the Rams.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can't remember his name. He was just awful. I mean, I'm not saying he had a whole lot to work with, but the Jets game we lost because of special teams. We gave up a kickoff return and a punt return. The defense on 4th and 1 gave up against the Ravens when we were winning that game, gave up a 36-yard touchdown to Mark Andrews to basically lose that game. Like, there's just a calamity of errors, and a lot of it was accountability and Kevin Stefanski doing the same nonsense that he started doing in 2020 that we just kind of like skated by. But I think there are 8 wins on the field, and it should be an easier schedule. What is
that
your
with who you want to go with the draft with us? Is that who you want us to draft? going offensive players with the first 2 picks.
That is hoping that we actually have a wide receiver 1, yes, in Carnell Tate, and hoping that we have a left tackle at 24 in Caleb Lomu.
So that difference between taking a defensive player at 6 or 24 and not waiting till the second round to get a Brazel or somebody like that is the difference between 4 wins.
I mean, yeah, I would say so, right? So look, here's my thing is, how do we evaluate this quarterback if he doesn't have a wide receiver 1 or if he doesn't have a left tackle? Like, getting another safety and another great player on defense, how does that help us evaluate the quarterback if his blind side is getting blown up because KT Leviston is the 38th best left tackle in the league?
That's a person?
Yes, he was our left tackle for, I think, 6 games last year.
I watch a lot of football, and I've never heard that name.
Well, that's how great he is. He was worse than DeJuan Jones, who only played, 4 games for us.
Is he coming back? Is that a
Oh, he's in good shape. He's coming back. Yeah, baby.
sources
Hopefully he
say?
doesn't get injured for a 3rd year in a row. Good grief. That's a big boy.
Which knee is it going to be this year?
Yes, I think is the answer. So one more Browns Cowboys related question. So you guys are fresh off of the Micah Parsons trade. It was a big to do last year. And now today there was all these rumors that they are restructuring something in Myles Garrett's contract, and they are priming him up to be traded allegedly, right? It supposedly makes it easier. It's going to be less dead cap money, so it's going to be easier to trade him. The Browns are also making this push to allow 5 first-round draft picks to be traded at a time versus just 3. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but
I'm sure.
How do you feel about the Micah Parsons trade? What do you see Myles Garrett's value at right now? And if you were the Browns, and you were in the position we're in, which is losing the last 2 years, would you consider trading Myles?
Wow. So it's a lot there.
That is loaded.
Yeah. So we'll start with Micah Parsons. Let's start there. So there was initially I thought I liked the trade because there had been rumors his whole career. Going back to Penn State, he was not a locker room guy, kind of a distraction. He had a lot of podcast stuff prior to that was a team distraction. So I was good on the fact that he was dragging his negotiations out. I felt the value was good. Dallas has always had a weak interior defense. So it was they bolstered that. They got picks. I liked the deal. There's also times last year where I cursed Jerry Jones to the nth degree because there were games they would have won had they had Parsons. And so, he did a pass rush. They didn't have a pass rush. I'm actually back on the plan of I really like the trade. I think, it's a lot like the stock market. You buy low, sell high. You cannot buy lower than the draft. And so you draft the player and you sell them before their value is over. And so I actually think right now the Browns are sitting, they're probably looking at that deal identically. And they're saying Myles Garrett is not what's the difference between Myles Garrett. I know you said there's 4 wins in a receiver or whatever. I think that there's the next step. They're not a Myles Garrett from being either way, a playoff team, a deep run in the playoffs. So I think at this point, his value is probably not going to be higher based off of the season he's coming off of. So me as the GM, if I'm Andrew Berry, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say, let's figure out what we can do. If we can get 5 first-round picks, I'm taking that all day. Now, what you do with those first-round picks, I think what Jerry Jones has done is he's said, I have a 3-year Dak Prescott window. I'm not going to take all these young kids and plug them into my team. I'm going to try to trade these for Quinnen Williams and put a veteran presence around. So actually leveraging the picks versus rookies. And so I love what Jerry Jones has done. I'm not always a fan of what he's doing, mostly not, but in this case I am. So I would give the green light to Andrew Berry to say, trade him, get the most value you possibly can. However, if I am the, Flying J owner, I am going to make sure that Andrew Berry, Andrew Berry is the right guy. I want to make sure that is the right guy to make that call prior to that's the position I'm scouting most. If I'm the Browns organization is Andrew Berry the guy to make that trade, because there's not a more pivotal moment probably in the next 10 years, possibly in Browns franchise.
What do you think the value is?
Oh, Yeah, look at similar trades, and I think like you look at Dallas, you get the 2 first-round picks. Honestly, he's worth at least 3 first-round picks. If they don't get 3 first-round picks, there's a problem there again with Andrew Berry. So I think you got to do at least 3 first-round picks in probably a mix of I think it's probably 5 total picks if we're looking at that. So seconds and thirds. If I'm the Browns, I'm trying to spread that out over multiple drafts. Because obviously salary cap and roster alignment. So I'm trying to spread the 3, 2 first-round picks next year, another one the second year, and then this, spread it out. So that's how I would do it. But they didn't ask.
And we got to get David Putney.
Yes, Putney. I forgot about him. Yeah.
Who the hell is David Putney?
He's a punt return.
You're on a draft podcast and you've never seen Draft Day.
Oh, yeah. No, I've seen it, but that's not the name that sticks out in my head. Draft Darnell Tate at 6, no matter what. Sorry, what? All right. Well, I'm all on board with that. If we can get 3 first-round picks, especially if 1 or 2 of them is in 2027, I'm all on board, baby.
But again, it's got to be Andrew Berry's got to be the right guy. So that's who I'm scouting most if I'm the Browns organization.
3, I'm seriously thinking about it. You throw that 4th one in, I'm running to the phone to call the NFL and push that through.
Oh, but there ain't going to be no player anywhere near as good as Myles Garrett ever on this team for a long time. No matter how many first rounds.
If we can get 3 really good players to replace 1 amazing player spread out over different positions, I think that's going to be an improvement.
So you throw me a Jed Wills, a David Njoku, Jabril Peppers. Who else is going in the first round for the Browns?
Listen, Deep Podesta's not making our draft picks anymore. We don't have some baseball dude making our draft picks anymore.
Case in point, baby. Case in point.
Is Condoleezza making the picks now?
I'm good with that.
No, she's still picking who goes to the playoffs for the college.
Right. Yeah.
Isn't she?
I don't know.
I thought she was on the committee.
She's dropping bombs in Iran. She's picking the playoff teams. She's
blowing everything up.
She's got it all going for her.
She left Notre Dame out.
She did. Good for her.
Oh, yeah.
But they're guaranteed to make the playoffs no matter what next year, pretty much.
Well, they make themselves a tough schedule, okay?
It's real tough.
Yeah. All right. Well, Matt, you have any more questions? Jason, you have any more general comments you want to make before we dive into a little mock draft action here?
I don't. I'm ready to draft. I'm ready to see how we do here.
So we're I just was while you guys were bickering back and forth, I was looking at the draft order. I think it's going to be best if Jason goes 3rd because that will give him at least 1 Cowboys pick and both Browns pick.
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
Pressure, a lot of weight and pressure on me. But
I want to see the anarchy unfold. Whoa.
Well, what?
I just nothing you did. Just me, just screwing things up on my end. As I follow along in my mock draft app because I'm blind enough that I can't see.
Are we rock, paper, scissoring for who's 1st and 2nd?
What did we do last time? Didn't I do 1st last time?
No, I went 1st last time.
Oh, all right. Then I'll go 1st this time.
Cool.
Don't take it, I dare you. Started off terribly.
I keep wanting to just blow this thing up, but then Matt goes and posts this on our network everywhere.
And I would definitely put a giant neon sign that said Brian made this pick.
Yeah, Brian the idiot.
If I pick Ty Simpson #1 overall, everybody's just gonna be like, "What? You guys are morons! Unfollow!"
This thing.
Yeah, we'll just
Carson Beck.
Yeah, Carson Beck. Drew Aller. Actually, put Drew Aller up there, would you?
I think the 2nd pick arguably is as easy as the 1st pick in this one. I don't see, unless God forbid something happens to him between now and the draft, David Bailey is going to be a New York Jet.
I would agree. So with Arizona, I'm going to go with Francis Moyagua, however you want to go with that guy.
Yep. Noah, come on, bro.
Francis M.
Yeah, check me, Brian. You really know. I don't believe you.
It's Maui Noah, dude. I've been practicing this. Matt, how long have we been doing this show? Like 3 months.
We've been
I've
doing this for like
practicing.
3 months now, and every month every episode he gets a little bit better because Fatty makes so much fun of him for mispronouncing it.
Well, Fatty's gonna be big on me, so it's good. I'll take it.
Beautiful. All right, so we got a tackle off the board. Now we're on to the Titans. Ooh, you see, the problem for me is when I'm taking this Titans pick, I really want to pick Carnell Tate. But
Do it.
I don't think I'm going to. I think they need God. I'm gonna go Arvell Reese.
It's a good pick. It's because they hired a defensive coach, so it's a defensive head coach. So he's gonna take his piece.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like I'm not high on Ruben Bain as most people are, I guess. So I would expect him to go a little bit lower. So that's
What did you call him?
Mockers.
The Macas.
The mockers. The mock drafters. It's our thing.
Put a little Boston accent on that, and you got the Macas.
Mockers. Off the yard in the car.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Who did you pick?
John Jones.
He picked Arvell.
Arvell Reese.
Oh God.
Sorry, definitely gotta have a few beers with me and Jason. You'll get a lot more distracted.
Yeah, agreed.
I think for the Giants, I think Carnell Tate comes off the board here if he's not already gone.
Oh, why? You do this to me every week. Every week you do this to me.
So the Browns are sitting here. So do you guys want to talk about this pick since it's your pick and it's your channel and it's a Browns channel? Do you guys dive into this? Like what? How do you want to do that? Because I could pick here, and I'm looking at the board, and like my pick is going to probably be the best player available, which I deem as Sonny Styles. However, like I think that they're going to take Monroe Freeling. So,
that's a philosophy thing. What are you doing? We don't usually try to influence the person making the picks here. You get the picks and you get to do whatever the hell you want with them on this show.
All right. So I want the world to know that I would not be doing this, but I'll take Monroe Freeling. And I think Monroe Freeling, every draft, someone falls in love with someone's traits. And I think he is that guy this year. He looks like a left tackle. I honestly, what I would be doing is I'd be taking Sonny Styles and I'd be taking Strongville's own Blake Miller at 24. But I think the Browns are going to totally whiff on this pick and they go with Monroe Freeling. So
you would take Sonny Styles over Caleb Downs?
I think for the Browns, I would. They just lost Devin Bush, right? Like I think that's like a plug and play Bush.
Yeah, but they also signed Quincy Williams from the Jets. I mean, I don't know.
Inside. Like I just don't know much about him.
Apparently, he's a perfect fit, a perfect fill in for Devin Bush at a much cheaper rate, I guess.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
The pick. I think he's going to be an amazing tackle, Brian. You get your left tackle of the future.
I'm okay with it. I'm not a fan of we were just talking about this before you jumped in.
I'm in the middle right now. I feel like I'm holding you guys.
This is like those freaking Airbnbs where they have the triple bunk bed and I'm hooked up to my CPAP up here. You're just stuffed in the middle. But anyway.
When he wants it.
Listen, don't feel bad. I got my CPAP too.
Oh, you finally got yours? There you go. Now we're Twinkies.
God, is this how old are you guys? Like, what is this show?
How old are you?
Mesothelioma.
There's no age limit on CPAPs. Okay?
That's true. I guess that's not an age thing.
How old are you, Jason?
I'm 36.
So you're older than me. I'm the youngest guy on the show.
You
burn.
Good. That's good. All right.
Burn, baby. All right. So if I'm the Washington Commanders here, I'm torn between. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, I wouldn't do that. I would heavily weigh Jordan Tyson here, and I would consider a cornerback. Hmm. I don't know if it's too early to go Delane. I'm going to go just because of his injury history with Tyson. I'm going to let him keep falling a little bit. I would go with Delane here, cornerback out of LSU.
Over Downs.
Over Downs, yeah.
So are you believing the injury stuff?
For who?
Downs. Like all the rumors about his injury history, that they're worried about degenerative knees or whatever.
No, I'm not. I think positional need is like, look at Hamilton, right? He went to 14, and I mean, is Downs better than Hamilton? Probably, maybe a little bit, but like, do you really think he's going to go that high? I just don't. I think they're going to positional need of cornerback over a safety is just.
Yeah,
I just think it's higher. That's my philosophy. Again, you've heard my argument on BPA, and you basically made that in Swiss cheese. So
that's what I came here to do.
Next would be the Saints at 8. We're back to Matt, right?
So I am going to go best player available on the board here, and I'm going to give them Jeremiah Love. I have a feeling Kamara might be on his way out the door for them. They need a running back. Not only does this replace their running back, it also gives them a second wide receiver to help their QB prodigy from last year.
They did just sign Achane.
Kamara's going to get traded.
Okay.
I think he's going to be gone before the season starts.
Okay.
He might even be gone on draft night.
That's fair. This is setting up real pretty for the Cowboys, guys. Like, I am not – somehow Caleb Downs and both Sonny Styles are sitting there.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah, the Bengals are going to screw this all up for me. I just know it. So I actually think if this is how the board would land, I mean, there's no way that KC isn't taking Styles at this point. There's just no way. So give him to Kansas City now.
You shouldn't have spoken into fruition, dude.
I mean, it's a perfect pick. It's a perfect pick for them.
And I think Caleb Downs is pretty much the perfect pick for the Bengals, unfortunately, for you, for what you want the Cowboys to do. So you guys keep talking about best player available. I think Caleb Downs is the best player available.
And it's a huge need for the Bengals.
Yeah, because they gave away Jesse Bates a couple years ago for like no good reason, and they just don't like spending money, even though they're an NFL franchise. I don't understand.
It's the worst NFL franchise run, I think, ownership, and maybe in the league.
That's fine. They can just keep doing it that way.
I like
the joke.
I don't mind the Bengals, but yeah, they just the Brown family.
Just keep pissing Joe Burrow off until he leaves early. We got John Harbaugh's out of the division. We got Mike Tomlin's out of the division. The Browns might be, division champs here soon. Who knows?
Okay. Make that trade.
We're due, man. We're due. We haven't won a division in like 30 freaking years.
Who's picking the Dolphins?
You just love the Browns talk.
I'm giving them a wide receiver weapon since they've traded everybody away from this team, and Malik Willis is already probably down there trying to think if he wants to request a trade already. I'm going to give them a true wide receiver one for him to actually throw the ball to, so he can actually do something this year and earn that money.
So this is actually sets up perfect for the Cowboys. I think Ruben Bain. So everyone wants to talk about traits at the draft. Like, he's a disruptive player. He's a disruptive edge player. He's a football player. He's really good. Like, I don't care how long his arms are. Like, so I would draft the T-Rex for sure.
And you're okay with it even without Messidor on the other side? You think he'll be all right, all on his own, all on his lonesome?
I mean, he had a career before Messidor got there. He was a transfer, so he was pretty good before Messidor got there. He had some injury stuff his sophomore and freshman year, but I mean, his freshman year he was really good. He played inside and outside a little bit, and I think that's what the defense is looking for, is kind of a Swiss Army knife a little bit. Not so much that he would be, but he'll get after the passer and he can play the run. So I think he's a perfect fit for what Dallas at least needs. They need bodies. They need people. That's body.
That's what we've been saying on defense the whole time, except for everybody's agreed with it, except for the one time one of our guys picked who did he pick? The defensive tackle out of Clemson, I think Woods.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
And everybody's like, the Cowboys already have 4 starting defensive tackles. They don't need a 5th. I'm like, oh my God. They were mad about that one.
And then the next day, the combine happened, and Styles completely blew up because we didn't take him to like the 25th pick.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that was fun. So then we have the Rams on the clock. Now I'm actually torn here. I'm thinking if this is the case, they're heavily looking at Ione, the guard out of Penn State, and Jordan Tyson. I just, man, I don't, and maybe even cornerback too, honestly. But I'm gonna go Jordan Tyson. I'm not buying all this stuff that he's not gonna. I'm high on Jordan Tyson, so unfortunately for the Browns pick at 24, I think he's going to be gone. And I think McVay makes freaking just absolute gold out of anything that anybody else doesn't want. So
I agree.
Golly. Draft him in your fantasy football leagues if that's the case.
Noted, Brian. I'll take him.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll save that for after. We can dust off a few trade options there. Matt, who you got for the Ravens, right? Ravens at 14.
So I'm going with your second choice from the last pick. I think Iona goes off the board here because they are in desperate need of some line help, especially after losing not only their center but other guys. What's his name out there isn't going to be able to run from the defense all the time, so he needs somebody to block for him.
Lamont.
So Buccaneers, I would take probably McCoy. No, there's a lot of caveats on that on McCoy. I mean, everyone always talk about the fact that he was, the SEC's defensive back of the year 2 years ago. He tore his ACL last year. Everyone wants to forget the last time we saw this guy on a football field. An 18-year-old Jeremiah Smith was torching him. So take him with some caution. But I think that Todd Bowles takes him, and I think that's probably the best situation for him too. So, because I know they're replacing Jamel Dean, I believe. So I would take McCoy there.
Okay. So then that takes us to the Jets. That's me. 16. I don't know that we've really had a board fall this way before. And I'm kind of at a loss for what I would do here. I mean, I think the easy answer is Fano, but I don't really know what they have at right tackle, to be honest, off the top of my head. And after that,
Ty Simpson.
I mean, Ty Simpson is in question. I don't see it. I'm getting this funny feeling that Ty Simpson's not getting drafted in the first round, and if he does, it's going to be a team that trades back into the first, just like the Giants did last year. I just don't see it. Yeah, I'll just go Fano. Just make it more simple. He's the best player available at this point, and the Jets do the right thing for once.
Oh, you're really screwing the Lions over real big.
Well, I'm not a Lions fan, so oh well. Sorry to all of our Lions fan buddies. They can move on.
So they lost their starting left tackle this year, and I think Lomu is going to be the best option for them to replace him this year out of the top 2 that are available right now. So I'm going to take Lomu here.
Damn. That's all right. We already got Monroe Freeling, who's going to be the best, has the best RAS score of in the last 30 years.
So I'm stuck with the Vikings. It's funny because I looked at this the way it fell, and I looked at this. I'm like, that's an organization I know nothing about. They have JJ McCarthy. That's all I pretty much know. So I'm picking complete shot in the dark here. However, Kyler Murray, I see, you might want to give him like a Kenyon Sadiq type player. But I think like if you look at what their team needs are, what's best on the board, I think Thienemann's probably their pick. Now, whether I think Thienemann's that great or not is to be determined. But I think that's who they'll take.
Yeah, I don't understand why everybody's so high on Thienemann, but
he is better at Purdue than he was Oregon.
yeah, I don't know. But then that sends us over to the Panthers. I would actually, if I'm the Panthers, I would take Sadiq here if that's the case. I mean, 2 offensive weapons. They had a great run last year. Maybe not great, but they were way better than they have been the last few years. And I don't know. Bryce Young is only like a half an inch taller than our boy that we've been talking about over here from now the Vikings quarterback. But I don't know. I got a feeling that that would help out tremendously with them. So I would do that. And then the next Cowboys pick would actually go to Matt. Jay, you have any input here?
Well, I mean, they could pair him up with Akeem Mesidor again, and we could just put the band back together if we really wanted to. No, but honestly, it would, to me, if this is the way the board fell, it's going to be either Terrell or how their feelings are on Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. So it's going to come down to either. If this is how it fell, this would be ideal. Actually, I take that back. CJ Allen to me is like almost predestined to be a Cowboy. The reason being is Dallas hired the outside linebackers coach from Georgia this year to be their outside linebackers coach. So there's no organization in the league that knows more about CJ Allen than Dallas. So I would say CJ Allen's probably the pick.
So
no, Matt's like, thanks for doing my job.
Pittsburgh. All right, quarterback. Do you guys want to give him Ty Simpson? Would that be fun for you all? That's like a clone of Kenny Pickett to me.
He doesn't have his small hands though.
That's little small hands.
Strong hand.
If this is how I don't know, I don't know. Offensive line, I think maybe Caden Proctor. I think that might be a pick for them, like to run the ball. I think that could be their pick. I mean, there might be some Steelers fans out here that are going to say, like, absolutely no, it's the stupidest pick, but that's what I'd go.
All right, so then that takes me over to the Chargers. I would be actually, just like this board says, I would be highly considering like a guard or an edge player here. I know Matt already knows how I'm super high on an edge player that isn't high on this board here. Zion Young is who I would pick.
I dare you.
I did.
Oh.
I'm higher on him than most, so that's what I would do if I was the Chargers. I just think he's going to be. I think he's going to be a stud. I think he's going to be maybe the second best edge rusher in this class. But time will tell. So send us over to the Eagles, Matt.
So I am also going to go edge, but I am going to drop down a little bit. I am sending Cassius Howe to the Eagles. He's an absolute stud, and I don't think he's ranked as high as he should be.
I would agree. And he's Bowling Green. That's where he started. So, all right, we're back to the hometown boys. The mistake on the lake.
Soon to be the mistake at the airport.
That's true. The mistake in the middle of somewhere, Ohio.
The old Ford plant.
So we gave you Monroe Freeling with the first pick.
Yep.
Brian will have an aneurysm if we go defense.
I think it's okay.
Do it.
I don't think I would with the defensive players that are left. I think I could see Mesidor, but I maybe not. I think it's going to be probably Cooper for a wide receiver. If we really need to give, it's going to be two wide receivers. It's going to be Concepcion or it's going to be Cooper. I'll give him Cooper. I think he has more inside outside flex, so I give him Cooper.
And he's actually 6 foot tall, unlike Concepcion.
And if I'm being honest, Brian, this is where I would have made that trade. So I'd have had 3 first round picks because I don't love Freeling or Cooper. And I think that those are just. So I would made the trade with Dallas, give Dallas Styles, and make me happy.
So
this would have been the perfect episode to do a trade on. We could have had the Dallas fan propose the trade to us.
And you guys Brian would never been happy. Let's just be honest.
Let's start over, Tom.
Yeah.
how much time you really got? No, I would be happy with a trade down. Actually, this is the first year I think in my life as a Browns fan that I've said that I would be happy with a trade down. I'm not as big on Cooper as everybody else. If I was making this pick myself, I would probably pick Denzel Boston.
Cooper's my third favorite wide receiver in this draft.
Well,
see, this is where
could be wrong.
Was Tate available when I picked? I don't know. He wasn't.
No.
Okay.
No, I snatched him up before you.
Okay. So, and this is where I would have maybe flipped and taken Jordan Tyson, knowing how the board fell. Because I'm high on Blake Miller. He had a lot of starts. He's a local dude. Like I would take Blake Miller all day. I think has every opportunity to succeed, just like Monroe Freeling does. Big time college player. I don't know I would redo it. What do you guys feel about the 2 pick? Like, how would you sit here feeling on draft night of those being your 2 first round picks?
Go ahead, Matt.
Well,
but
I have a rule in my head right now. If Tate's not there at 6, I want to trade. Because as much as I like Freeling and I'd be willing to take him, I don't think I'm willing to take him at 6.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sold on him. And with a top 6 pick, I feel like I should have to be 100% sold on that person to take him.
Yep.
So for me, I mean, if you're trading down to 8 or 9 or 12 and hoping to still get Freeling, I say you just grab him at 6. Like that's my philosophy. I'm not saying he's maybe worth the 6th pick, but like if they've got, are that high on him and that's who they want for sure. It was much easier for me to trade down when we had 5 holes on our offensive line. But because, but I would even take Ione. Well, I guess not now, but there was one point where I would have taken Ione at 6 because I think he's a top 5 player in this draft, but he's just not at a position of need. So I would be kind of bummed if this is how things worked out. I think Monroe Freeling, like I said, is I don't know. I just don't like anybody that blows it up at the combine and all of a sudden jumps the draft board. I'm so fearful of that. Like it almost never works out. Almost never.
Agree.
I would rather go wide receiver with the 1st pick and then, like you said, take the local boy at 24, Alomu.
Let it ride. What happens. I would agree.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen, I'll take a left tackle later in the draft.
And this is why you go BPA. Because I feel like Monroe Freeling's a reach. This is why, you go Sonny Styles there. And then you fill that, you reach with your 24th pick if you have to for the position.
Okay. Well, I would have been probably happier with that, but
I was aiming to make you pissed off. That's what I can make. Give you the worst possible draft outcome.
You're doing great. I can't wait until we post this tomorrow and people are like, the Browns would never do that. You guys are idiots.
I hope so.
I'll be like, yeah, here's Jason's handle. Hit him up on Twitter.
Thank you.
So moving on to the Bears 25 then. I think this is the prime spot where somebody like Peter Woods or Caden McDonald is going. I try to push my Buckeyes fandom aside, and I would actually pick Peter Woods here. I think most people that know a lot more about football say that he's the better lineman. So that's what I would do if I was the Chicago Bears. And then that takes us over to the Bills. Matt, who would you take there with the Bills?
I am going to go the opposite of Ruben Bain and send Mesidor to the Bills. I think that's their biggest position of need right now. He's top 2 on the board right now. They're going to do what we should do, but they're going to go best player available.
And I think now if you go to the Niners, I think this is where our rocket comes off the board, Phyllis. I think this is where Emmanuel McNeil-Warner would end up in this case. I think that is dependent on if Joey Bosa actually signs a contract there. If he doesn't, it doesn't end up looking like he's going to go there. Maybe Keldrick Falk. That's the type of body that San Francisco has been a merchant on for a decade now. So either of those two guys, but I'll go with McNeil-Warren here.
Okay. Takes us to the Texans, and I just keep focusing. I don't know. I keep focusing for this pick for them as either like a defensive lineman or a guard, and I am not going to go Blake Miller. I am going to go Caden Proctor. I'm sorry, Caden McDaniel. Golly, man, I haven't even had anything.
You want to draft here, man?
Woo! I've been up since 5 a.m. Let's go.
Excuses are like assholes. Everyone has one and they all stink.
Hey, well, I got to have an excuse for everything. So, you know me. So now Kansas City for their second pick. Who's it? Back to Matt?
Yes. Who did we take with the first one?
Sonny Styles, which is just insane.
They're going
Who
to
did that? You said he wouldn't go to the Browns. So
They're going to the Super Bowl.
Justin Fields leading the way.
I think. Oof. Do I want to go cornerback or wide receiver here for them? Because I think when Mahomes comes back and he's healthy, he would absolutely love a Brazzle on his roster. But I think I'm going to go the safe pick and bolster that secondary that they completely traded away.
I think Terrell's going to be a good player too. You got the pedigree. He's going to be a good player. Is this me? Am I the Dolphins? Oh,
you're the Dolphins with the pick that they just traded for Jalen Waddle.
Who did they pick in their first pick? Can we go
Mekhi Lemon.
Okay, so that's a good first round pick. They've had a ton of issues over their last 10 to 15 years on the offensive line. I think this is maybe where Strongville's very own Blake Miller would end up. What Brian Allen or
Blake Miller comes back into the fold at the end of the first round. We had him on there early, and then he kind of got forgotten about for a couple months, and now he's back, baby. Love it. Hopefully, me living in North Royalton, I can go get Blake's autograph. Strongsville boy, pretty easily.
He won't give it to you.
I know. I also won't stand in line for something like that. So
yeah, at some point, you hit an age you can't ask a 21-year-old for an autograph, and I think we're there.
I wouldn't mind asking for the autograph. I'm just saying I wouldn't wait in the line for the autograph. Like
you would take a child with you though and blame them. Like this is for them.
Absolutely,
100%.
Absolutely. My kid who doesn't even like football wants your autograph, sir. Yeah. Would you please?
I'll take
sign the back of my jersey.
I'll take the 7-month-old.
Yeah. Sign it.
Sign the baby.
Right on the forehead there. So
you want to know how to get a divorce? That's how you get a divorce. Come home with your kid with an autograph on his forehead.
And Child Protective Services knocking on your front door.
Nah, come on.
It's a little autograph between kids.
Yeah. It depends on what state you live in, right? If it's Texas, isn't football above family?
That's true.
That's
Alabama family's above family in Alabama. So
a little Epstein-ish there.
Oh, God. Oh, we're off the rails here. Good grief. All the things that Fatty doesn't want discussed on the shows. I've touched every single one of them. Let's reel it back in. So if we're talking Patriots, first thing that I see, man, I don't know. I'm thinking edge rusher here, and I'm like, I keep thinking that our Mason Thomas is going to make it into the first round somehow. But I keep seeing Keldrick Falk up there, and I'm like, Mike Vrabel, like who would Mike Vrabel go for? I don't know. I don't know why I'm so low on Keldrick Falk. I don't think he ever did anything to wrong me.
He's Shamar Stewart this year. I mean, that's what he's the traits guy that looks good in pads.
All right, give me Mason Thomas.
Where the hell is he at?
He shouldn't be too far down. R. Mason Thomas right there.
There he is.
I got a feeling he's going to make it into the first round somehow. So that's what I'm saying. So pick 32 is the Seahawks. That's Matt, right? Finish us out.
So they let Walker, Super Bowl MVP Walker, who won them a Super Bowl because they actually know how to run the ball when they're on the 1 yard line now, walk in free agency and end up, of all teams, the Kansas City Chiefs. So I think the second running back out of Notre Dame comes off the board here, and I'm going to take Price.
It's a good pick.
Let's see. We were talking about Price sneaking in the first round a couple months ago, and people were saying I was crazy.
Well, so you know who made both Jadarian Price and Love a lot of money is Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's made both of them a lot of money with how he runs and how those guys can be used. So I would agree completely that there's two running backs in the first round, and those are both of them. So it's a good pick.
So you being a Cowboys fan, you guys walk away with Ruben Bain at 12 and CJ Allen at 20. I mean, you're probably doing backflips, I assume.
Yeah, I think we got two. I don't think you have one day one starter. I think with Bain, I think Allen's probably a rotational linebacker to start as he learns how to play linebacker in the NFL. But I think I'd be very happy with this as a Cowboys fan. This is what they need. So I would be great with this. Now, I think something that could very easily happen in this draft that affects a lot of this is somebody is going to get an itchy trigger finger and trade up for Ty Simpson. Yep. And so at some point, this all goes haywire, and it's like, I don't know what team that is. I think it's probably the Jets, but I still think that Ty Simpson is a bad pick. So I don't know.
I'm saying the over/under on trades in the first round on draft day is 3.
Really?
I don't know. I disagree, dude. People are holding on to those 2027 picks like they're freaking worth 3 first-round picks. So
who's in that class?
Oh, I know.
It's a lottery ticket for Smith or Manning. I mean, really?
Yeah.
And Dante Moore. I mean, you have a three chance lottery ticket for one of the 3 better players that would be in this draft.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying I don't think anybody's going to be giving up first round picks next year. So it makes it harder to, I think, negotiate, if you will.
So
for this
question for Jason here. If Manning and Smith were both in this draft, how soon do you think they go?
Oh, that's a great question. So I think, obviously need is a huge piece of this. So I think if you look at for the Raiders may still go with Mendoza because there's more pedigree at the moment. There's more on tape with Mendoza. But I think number 2 is Manning. And I would say probably Smith is probably your first receiver. So Smith would be top 5. He would be where Tate is sitting, I think. You can't look at this. You can't look at the Buckeyes roster and say that Smith wasn't better than Tate this year. So, you can't take Tate over Smith in the draft. So I would say they'd both be top 5, probably 2 and 5. I would probably still lean towards Mendoza. I think we have a lot of recent history, where the quarterback with more or NCAA snaps has transitioned quicker to the NFL and been more successful. So I would lean that way, even though I think Manning has the flashy name, obviously.
So in my personal opinion, if those 2 were in this draft, it would go Mendoza, Manning, Moore. If Moore's in there too, and then Smith goes at 5.
True. Yeah.
Smith might actually go at 4.
This has been a real they really kind of gutted this draft.
Yeah, dude. I think if Manning's in this draft, I think he's going number 1.
It's very possible.
I mean,
It all depends what's his name, Tom Brady wants.
I'd say look at that full circle moment. Tom Brady drafting a Manning.
Mm. Well, did you see Peyton's kid throwing the rock around on Twitter the other day? Holy cow!
Yeah,
He's young too, isn't he?
Yeah,
it's like Uncle
Oh, yeah.
Rico out there, man.
Browns are already licking their lips. Jimmy Haslam's like, I'm finally going to do it.
What year do I have to tank?
How many more years do
The
we
answer
need
to
to
that
tank? Oh man. All right. Well, that'll wrap us up. Jason, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And I know you don't have any socials that you really blast. Is there any final words you would like to throw out there?
No, thanks for having me. The draft is a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll be back before this is all over with, so you guys can give me some shit on the picks that I made. I think we should have some sort of a friendly wager at the end of this. It's like anyone that you bring on mock drafting gets an award for however many exact right picks they had in the first round. So I think we should have some sort of a contest there. Brian, I know you're going to fund that contest. I'm excited about taking your money again, like in fantasy football. That's I'll bring it up again. But no, thanks for having me. And it was a lot of fun.
We'll just embezzle funds out of the fantasy football league, the dynasty league. Nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever catch on.
Yeah, just tell.
Except it's live on tape on YouTube now.
Oh, yeah. Tell Neil he owes money.
Yeah, be like, sorry, Greg, your dues are $100 this year. What? Oh man! All right, Matt. Any final thoughts before we head out of here?
No, I'm just like I said at the beginning of the show, we got a bunch of stuff coming up for the network. We got the Epic mock draft coming up in a couple weeks. We got the actual live show on the first night of the draft. Don't have dates set yet for this one, but we do have a rather interesting interview coming up. I'll leave it at that for now until everything's finalized, of a person of interest for a team of interest that we cover. More will be coming out in the real near future on that one on live. I'll talk about it, Jason, afterwards. Other than that, we're down to the wire. We're less than a month away. So,
It's silly season, baby.
Let's go.
Volume season.
Love it. Love it. All right. Well, that'll wrap us up. I mean, obviously, hit the like, the subscribe, the follow if you're looking at us on Twitter, TikTok, whatever. We appreciate all the love. Help us spread the word of how amazing we are at podcasting to all the rest of the Cleveland fans and NFL fans around the world. We appreciate you all for following in, and have a great